In our short film, God Doesn't Make Mistakes, we hope to increase love and acceptance of the LGBT community in the light of Christ's love. One of our actors, Caleb Barton, joins us today to share a little about himself and what this film means to him.
Of course, thank you for having me. So I'm actually 24 years old. I was born in Marshall, Texas, very small town in East Texas. I went to Prairie View A&M University. After that, I was in school for about a year and a half, and then I was 19. I actually tested positive for HIV. It was a life-changing thing for me. It caused me to drop out of school, and for about 3 years of my life, I was living a little bit in the dark, so to speak, and not necessarily seeking out treatment, not really talking to anybody about my issues, and I really felt completely affected by what I was dealing with. I didn't. My typical go-to would have been to go to the church and to pray about it, but at that point, I had already walked away from the church because I didn't feel accepted. So moving forward, I actually relocated to Denver, Colorado, and once I came out to Denver, I was able to get into care and get everything that I needed to access, the resources and everything. When I was able to get into care, I actually started becoming involved in social justice work, and I ended up traveling all over the country, doing different speaking engagements, including congressional briefings. I also submitted a proclamation to the mayor's office for Denver. I did a lot of work, and so that led me to be able to get back into the church and to be to reevaluate my relationship with God, and it has connected and transcended within the past year.
So,
How does the phrase, God doesn't make mistakes, impact your perceptions of being accepted?
So, the phrase "God doesn't make mistakes" it's been something that's been said to me since I was very, very young, very little, ever since I can remember. Growing up in the church, that was always something that was very, very serious. You don't question God. You don't ask about anything that He does because He is all knowing. However, at the same time, I felt that everything that I represented, many of the things I represented weren't of God, so to speak, or that according to the church, the Baptist Christian Church in Texas, that it was unacceptable. One of which was me being a gay male. So I was kind of confused because I didn't understand. So I went through this whole process of trying to change me and trying to pray the gay away until I realized that it wasn't effective, it wasn't working, and that's when I strayed away from the church. And after I realized and evaluated my relationship with God, and I had quite a few conversations with Him, just me and Him talking, and I did the work, I realized that my relationship with God doesn't have to be what anybody else's is. And that's when I realized that He didn't make a mistake. He made me the way I am so I can minister to other people who are just like me.
Abomination, sinner, faggot, you are going to hell.
What do you want Christians to know about how important God's love is?
I want Christians to know just that, how important God's love is. I think that oftentimes, whenever we're doing Bible chapters and we're teaching straight from the Bible, very necessary. I think that it's more important to learn from those old ways versus live by them. I think that the message that's the same through every story in the Bible is love. And the message that Jesus was trying to portray when He died on the cross was love. So I feel like that is the overarching thing out of everything that God has given to us is to be able to love. And the most important thing is for us to love others just as the way God loves us. God, why? Why can't they accept me? God, you made me this way. Why can't they accept me? Oh, help me, Jesus. Help me, please. Oh, oh God, Jesus. Oh, please help me, Jesus. Help me. Help me to have the strength, Jesus. Help them to accept me, Jesus, please. I don't know what to do. You made me this way, God. I know you don't make mistakes, Jesus. Why?
Have you ever experienced rejection, bullying, or hatred because you are gay?
Yes. I've experienced a lot of each. There's one in particular situation when I was in school at Prairie View. This is before I dropped out. I was at a gas station with a few of my friends. We were getting ready for the weekend, and we were just chilling, and there was a group of guys who pulled up in a truck next to mine, and they hopped out of the truck, and my friend in the back seat was admiring their physical qualities, saying that they were cute. And so at that point, of course, when your friend says, hey, that person's cute, you look, right? So I looked. And at the point of me looking is when someone took notice from that group of individuals, and everything took a turn for the worse. At that point, they started coming towards the car, and they was asking, was I trying to have them or this, that, and the third. At this point, mind you, I hadn't said 2 words to them. And then they punched me in my jaw. And instantly, my reaction is, get out the car, start fighting. But at the very same time, there was another guy who punched my friend who was in the back seat behind me. And I turned around and I just saw blood all over my back seat. And so it took quite a few processes in my head, a few wheels to run for me to realize that this was a test for me, and it was something that could propel me into the future, into my career, into what the things I want to do, the type of work I want to be, and the type of person I want to become. Or this could potentially backslide me, and I could just fight. I chose not to fight. I chose to get out of the situation and take my friend to get care. So it was a bad situation. It sucked. It definitely did. But I've learned so much from it.